I'm going to talk about underquoting again. And I know we talk about it a lot, but so do fair trading. So, and it's, as far as I'm aware, it's now March 2019. This legislation came into play on the 1st of January 2016. So we've had this 3 years. We should be good at this by now. Unfortunately, we're not. So let's have a look at just one point in there that seems to be a sticking point for the majority of agents that actually want to bring this up again and again in terms of the underquoting requirements. Now, under Section 73B, Clause 1 of the Property, Stock and Business Agents legislation, and this is the new information that came through in 1st of January 2016, so the underquoting reforms, as they are often referred to, but it's now just a section of the Act. It is a requirement that every time, and again, I'm going to read the words from the legislation, I have it here with me. It is essential that every time an agent makes a statement about a price or a price range, of course, during a marketing campaign for a property, that there must be a written record of such statements. Quite easy, really, in terms of understanding what that's requiring. So every time you either hand somebody information on a brochure, when you send them an email about a property, so maybe somebody's making an inquiry off an internet campaign, maybe somebody's actually ringing up, maybe you're talking to somebody in an open home. Now that's fairly easy. In fact, it's extraordinarily easy to keep track of and a written record of those, because one, you've got an email going out, so there's your written record. The open home ones, if you are talking, and you must be talking, what your opinion of price is, so if on your agency agreement you've got 7 to 770, then that's the price you're talking, and you're talking comparables, and you're talking about other properties that are like that, or you're at least giving good reason for why you've put that price on that property, or you're talking about that range. Then you've got your open home list, and you write on it, price quoted to all people through the open home 7,770. Okay, so that's the easy side of it. All your ads, print ads, internet ads, brochures, if you're putting prices on those, then there's your record. It's the phone calls that make people stressed. I go back to the words of the Act. It is essential that every time an agent makes a statement about a price or a price range during a marketing campaign, that there must be a written record of such statements. So if there is a phone call and you are talking money, you need to keep a record of that, okay? And that includes when you are going out and talking your opinion of price with a potential vendor. So if you're going out there, you're most likely giving them a proposal and giving them your opinion of price. So when you are doing that, you actually need to keep a written record of it. So even if you don't get the listing, that is something, obviously it doesn't need to be a paper copy, and I talk about this all the time. It needs to be just saved into your system as an opinion of price that you gave about a property. Okay, although it says during a marketing campaign, but I'd still be keeping the ones that you give about a property where you don't actually get as far as the marketing campaign. Now, what must this record include? There's three major points. It must include the address of the property. No brainer, of course it should. It must include the price or the price range that you're actually quoting to the person that you're speaking to. So again, that's what it is. It's a written record about the price that you're speaking. And obviously that price must match what you've put on your agency agreement as your agent's opinion of price. And the date and the time of the representation. So if somebody rang you today, which is, we're talking about this, today is the 13th of March, and a woman rang you this morning. That's it. That's what you put down. Spoke to a female AM, 13th of March, about 12 Daffodil Street, and then you quoted the price 7 to 770, $100,000. So, that's the type of record you need to keep. Do you need to keep that person's name and contact details? No, the Act does not specify that you need to do that. Obviously, from a business perspective, yeah, you want to keep that, or you want to get access to that person's name and contact details because that's part of your database. That just makes sense from a business perspective. From a regulatory or compliance perspective, we just need the property, the price you've quoted or you've discussed, And lastly, the time and the date that you actually had that discussion with that person. So yes, you need to work out whatever system you need to have in place, whether it's leaving a voice message for yourself on your phone, whether it's using a recording on your phone. This is for when you're out and about, and particularly when you're driving, to make sure that that record actually gets back into your system when you get back to your desk. So guys, it is important. It's important that you make sure that you keep a record of those telephone calls, and because it's part of compliance. It's part of complying with the Property, Stock and Business Agents Act. I hope that's made that really clear for people.